Hey everyone, Skoggul here, doing another FOE training grounds. I'm going to show a video of how I use my farming skills, and what I'm going to do in this game is I'm going to farm 2v1 versus Renekton. So I'd shown you two drills earlier where I decided to go ahead and farm one-on-one. Loki did it. He's a guy I'm training and a real life friend, and I got him into the game. So now I'm trying to teach him how to play, and I'm making these videos to help other people who want to learn some of the basics and some of the things you can do to practice before you get into games. So the big problem with two guys is they have a whole lot of harass, and you get yourself in trouble really quick. I was able to take that camp early and get myself some potions, so that's how I'm able to keep myself sustained while I don't want to miss a lot of CS. We're going to see against two guys and the possibility of help for their team and none for mine, even though they're bots. If it was players, it'd be literally impossible. But we're going to see how much farm I can manage to pull off in 20 minutes. I've got it going fast because it's really not that exciting. There are a bunch of kills, but they're bots. If they were players, I'd probably analyze them. But the fact that they're bots is nothing. And one thing you have to do is be able to either trade or kill and zone them, because at this point I'm able to farm. With those two pots I picked up, and with teleport, I know I don't like to use it in the first little bit, so I like to use it to take that Wraith camp or a neutral camp. If I'm not pulling from my jungler, I'll take a camp away from him or take a camp away from the enemy jungler so that I can go ahead and get that early game advantage. And it's kind of nice to do it that way. If that was a player, I wouldn't have got away with that. I would have had to back off. But bots are retarded. So, anyhow, you take that early camp, and then you can get a couple wards with the Doran's Blade. And I guess the reason I picked Doran's Blade on Renekton was just so that with all that attack damage I could win trades, I could fight two people. You can start boots, it can set you a little bit behind. Here I went Berserker's Greaves mostly because I'm ahead. If I am not ahead, I would have gone with Merc Treads probably against Cho. It helps with the silence duration. It doesn't help as much against his pop-up, but it does give you the movement speed and makes it so it hurts less. And I'm able to use my dash abilities to dodge a lot of his skills, and that's always important. And the main reason I go for kills or go for the harass is otherwise when you walk up, they're going to zone you. And so you're going to have to learn how to trade on all your champions while farming and keep your eye on both if you want to be able to get a high farm score while going against two people. And so that's kind of the key here, and I was able to pick up those two minions while chasing off Cho'Gath. And Renekton makes this easier. I'll show you more videos and how I do it. You can also see my skill order. I go usually E or W first. Against two people, I think E is way more important because I can dash in, get some CC, and then dash out, and that's always really important. I ult for no reason there. That was I thought he would stay for at least another second. I was wrong, but I still picked him up because he ran back the wrong way. And I was able to pick up that entire minion wave, pick up Cho'Gath, and now I can start stealing minions from the jungle. When clearing jungle camps, you either need a champion who can do it fast, or you need to do it while you're super pushed and they can't do much, because I think I missed maybe one CS to pick up that jungle camp. And my priority is always farming over fighting, although you do have to walk in and do the damage or else they will just zone you. Especially with the CC from Fiddlesticks. At this point I'm wishing I had Merc Treads. I don't. It's okay. My teleport's back up. So all I have to do is push out to this tower, and I could probably back. I can't remember if I do. No, I'm going to take Wolves, and I might even take Blue before I back. Hoping that they'll push back out, giving me some easier CS. No. I can't remember what I did. But yeah, what you want to be able to do, and with his Q and his R, you can really bait them into some really ill-advised fights. And you want to use your stun when he tries to drain you, because that will nullify his big threat of doing damage to you. He might still have that CC, but he has like no damage. And your W is an auto attack resetter, so it's a fairly decent idea to use your W to do that. The reason I moved backwards here is otherwise I would have been at the second tower by the time I started by the time I started fighting those minions, and then I could take tower shots, and I was just trying to, since I knew that the first tower wouldn't hit me, I was able to get out of there. And then Fiddle ult, so I flash. That's the whole reason you take flash. I didn't know if Cho would go for me. I was ready to dash on him and dash over to the other brush, but he didn't. Pick up a Black Cleaver. I think it's a very strong item on Renekton, especially with the Brutalizer. Brutalizer is probably the first item you want, usually, but in this game I'm just super fed, so it's really easy to do that. And there I'm going to hit W, make sure that Fiddle can't just drain my life away. So if you can see how I'm trading, my W is like a 1-point wonder and I get it first. I try to trade by using my E because that gives me the mobility to get in and out if I don't like a fight situation. Whereas my other abilities are going to do... The Q gives you that life sustain, so you're going to want to get your Q so that you can hit lots of things with it, drain all their life. That's always a good thing to do. You'll probably hardly ever get blue buffs unless you're getting them off kills or stealing the opponent's blue buffs on Renekton. But when you have it, it's fun. Your cooldowns go really low. Renekton with low cooldowns is just awesome. And with that mobility and just the ability to engage, disengage, you can just kind of get away with all sorts of stuff. Just shenanigans. I'm pretty sure Lee Sin's the same way. If you master him, I need to practice Lee Sin up. So I'm at 148 at 14 minutes 50 seconds. Now I have the Cleaver Brutalizer, and if you've never gone against this or tried it, the Cleaver Brutalizer on a bruiser, especially a bruiser with high mobility, say Lee Sin, Renekton, you can almost be doing true damage in your lane, and you can just do so much damage to them so fast that they can't lane against you. Against this many people, I figured I needed the Giant's Belt. I needed the ability to run into 4 people and do that. The main thing is I got a decent amount of that CS with my AoE, on top of being able to run in and just triple kill them, which is a little unrealistic, but that's the whole point of doing bots and trying to get your farm score. So I'm going to take jungle camps as often as I can. You can dash through that wall, by the way. I like to say my ability is then I can just basically fire right through the creep wave and just get all of them. And there I was able to pick up, I think 5 or 6 of those creeps on top of the triple kill. And then I'm able to get this entire wave. And so that will rack up your score really fast. Here I'm going to go just base because there's no reason to stay out while I have teleport. And I'm pushed so far in, I don't want to go into their base with no escape. With 4 champions possible to gank me. And so you can see the point of this drill. It gets you a lot of practice. If you can farm and trade with 2 champions, I know they're bots, but it'll make it seem less intimidating when there's 1 champion. It'll just make you remember how to farm and trade at the same time. And so this is where the drills culminate to. I was doing those other drills and showing you things and talking about it, and that's where you want to start. But before you've mastered it, you'll basically want to get to the point where you can do this right here, is all these people. And you cannot let Fiddle just sit there and drain you over time. That's why I went for Fiddle. You can just see how a Renekton can gobble up waves as soon as your E and Q are maxed. And so we're 20 minutes into this game. In just a minute, what my CS score is 230. I'll pick up the Wolves. I don't know if I get any more than that. And that was against 2 people and a lot of times 3 or 4 people in my lane. And granted, there's no jungler, so that makes it easier, and there's no players, so you don't really get punished as hard for stuff. So we're going down to our final seconds. That will be the end of this game. 239's my score. 20 minutes is up. Thank you for watching this. Take care. Good luck in your games.